We talk about what do we talk about? The U.S. government spying on us through legal data purchasing from data brokers online, and then we argue a bit, and then we all agree, and that's it. It's a
It's
really
not.
fun article.
It's not spying if they're just buying the data.
Sure.
Not spying, it's buying. That's the tagline. Good news for data brokers.
Video title.
I love, I love telling you guys I told you so. I
Do
mean,
you?
nothing hits better than saying, "God, you guys suck," and I'm the best.
Whoa.
Hey,
What are we talking
Oh,
about?
sorry.
steady on, mate.
Sorry, my bad. All I'm saying is that I called this. Yeah.
On what topic?
Hard.
U.S. government buys data on Americans with little oversight.
Whew, man, I could have written that. I could have written that title a year ago.
News at 11.
Was there debate
News
on
at
this?
11.
I feel like we all were
Yeah, you guys
totally
were
on the same
both. You
page.
guys were
What was
both.
the-
Were like, "You're so wrong, John. I can't believe how wrong you are. This will never come out in light. There's no way that they are." That's exactly how it went.
You're going to have to pull tapes on
And-
that one, John.
I don't know about that.
No,
Just take my word for it.
Oh,
So
wait for the outcome of the.
So I did throw this article out, I believe, and at least I did one of them. I don't know if it was this specific one, but a report published by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence gives new insight into the egregious amount of data that the United States government, basically spy agencies, are purchasing on U.S. citizens and U.S. persons. So this is something we talked about a while ago, and how left unchecked, these data brokers basically are just perfect for government agencies to abuse, because this data is somehow legal. And we're talking about sensitive, don't even, Mike. We're talking about sensitive.
It's not abuse.
Medical
They're just doing
records.
what they are made to do.
We're talking about like intimate relationships and habits and online habits, offline habits, super scary stuff.
States of mind, medical histories, locations. It's scary, horrible stuff, and it's so wrong, man.
It's super wrong. And we have these big news outlets reporting on this, and no one fucking cares enough to do anything about it. And I think that's a huge problem, is the complacency that we've entered into, this era of not even "I don't have anything to hide," the era of defeat and just being content with that this is what's happening.
Oh, go on. Mike's content. He loves it. Don't you,
I'm
Mike?
thinking, so if I think about all of the threats that we face, MAGA, global warming, our pending AI overlords, like
Not a
this,
big threat.
That's not a threat.
Yeah.
you guys are insane. This is like maybe in the top 5.
That's top 5. That's like,
But it's
That's
not
a
in the top
big
3.
deal.
It's like 4 or 5.
okay. You and your fucking arbitrary set of in like. So you're saying AI is in the top 3?
I am the arbiter. That's yes.
You're saying nice one. You're saying AI is in the top 3.
Oh, AI is maybe, I don't know. Between AI and global warming, that could be 1 and 2.
I would say global
those,
warming's probably number 1.
Those 3 are also tough, man. Jeez.
Wait, which one was the third one?
MAGA?
AI, global warming. Oh, Jesus, Mike. No, what? It's a small minority that are super duper loud. They're definitely not
Super
in the
loud.
top 5. If you're talking about extremists, there's fucking extremists
Like
on
what they
both sides.
did on-
Anyway, let's not get into
Also, that's
Their
politics.
way on Roe versus Wade.
That's only relevant to the US. Just to
To the
quickly,
world,
throw that out.
Peter.
So if we're talking about world threats, this one also it disqualifies itself because it's U.S. tracking by U.S. agencies on U.S. citizens, right, and persons. So it's not like this really
even
exposes.
smaller.
But if we're talking about domestic issues, yes, I agree. Global warming is probably. I don't like calling it global warming. I much prefer
Climate
to call
change,
it
yeah,
climate
sorry.
change. Climate change is definitely the biggest impending disaster.
The PC police. We don't call it that anymore.
Well, it's just not accurate because I don't like it. I don't. The reason I don't like it is not because
Justify
of that.
yourself.
I don't like it. I don't like it because it's not only about warming, right? Like warming is very it's not representing what's actually happening. Like places that are warm are getting cold and places that are cold are getting warm. Like things are just out of whack. Let's not get into the fucking, this isn't the not so environmentalist.
Anybody who's
update,
still trying
okay?
to make that argument, I'm going to say something stupid. Everybody should know.
Wait, which argument? Oh, yeah, for sure.
They're like, why is there snow if it's global warming?
But
Fuck
it
you.
exists, right? Like this. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right. This is angry
Yeah.
week, Mike. By the way, you guys, Mike's really angry
no,
this
I
week,
like it.
so take it easy on him.
I think
Unless
the
you're
word
Mike's
we use is
brother.
crotchety, John.
Oh, sorry.
Get it right.
Mike's really okay. So back to the problem.
Or ornery.
You always like to discredit this, and I always bring you back to reality. And you actually brought yourself back to reality without realizing it. Roe versus
Ooh.
Wade.
Okay.
You mentioned that.
I'm intrigued.
This data that is being hoarded, and that is literally what the report said. We are having our data hoarded by the United States government, can maybe not be used for malicious intent today. But as we've seen time and time again, that today doesn't mean tomorrow. And what can happen tomorrow from a leadership standpoint and a weird laws standpoint is very different. And that happened with Roe versus Wade, where we saw these states take away a fundamental right from women. And now they were using data collected on these people on these women to prosecute and track and look at what they're looking at their search results and using, again, the lack of digital privacy against a person.
Yeah.
And it's only when the cards turn against you that you realize, oh, fuck, they know everything about me and every single thing I've looked up.
Yeah, I think you're mischaracterizing my position. I am certain it's being used maliciously today. There is no doubt about that. This is absolutely being used and abused. They're manipulating us with this data. The government is, the corporations are. All I'm saying is, of course the government's buying this shit. It's totally legal. It's the cheapest way for them to collect the information. It's legal.
Yeah.
The collection is legal. The sale is legal. Everything about it is legal. The government doesn't have to pay for it. They get around all the pesky laws and regulations about surveillance. Of course they're doing it. It's the most obvious thing in the world.
Well, you're a bit quiet, Peter.
I'm sort of on Mike's side. My reaction to this was like, film at 11, like news study reveals. It's not shocking or unexpected in any way whatsoever. However, I do think that articles like this and reports like this are necessary because at a certain level, things don't happen without them. So if we want regulation to actually be put in place to stop the government doing this kind of things, or the American government doing this kind of things, and maybe the EU, I don't know, whatever, then these kind of things have to happen first. It's just, I don't like it. But
to John's point, though, nobody cares. Nobody's reacting to it. The regulators.
This is a reaction.
Nobody's
this
watching
article
us.
is a reaction to it. The report is based.
No. Peter, I'm not going to lie to you. I actually don't take reporting as the reaction. A report. Someone this is for fucking clicks.
Yeah.
They wouldn't release, and that's the problem with the type of press that we currently have in the modern free world, is they don't give a shit if this is happening. They literally, there's a small minority of journalists that are there to fight for the truth and uncover the unjust things in the world, but this is being written to get fucking clicks. That's why, and that
I completely agree. I'm not saying that this in itself is a significant article, but I think that the kind of when enough people start writing enough articles about this, and when there's enough places to cite that have quotes in them that can be used in Congress or wherever these regulations get put down, when enough of the, and this article is based on a report which has been put together and somebody's actually spent time creating. When enough of those exist, then regulation happens.
Hopefully.
Regulation happens either for political gain or, well, actually, no, wait. Regulation happens for political gain. And what's going to happen is when there are enough of these things, when it has permeated the public consciousness enough to the point where these kind of articles are everywhere and everyone knows this kind of thing happens, someone's going to get votes by saying, I'll put regulation through that will prevent this kind of things, because that's what people will want.
I think you're looking at it backwards, Peter. So one, it's to the politicians' interest right now to have this data purchased. They have no interest in stopping this. NBC News, who wrote this article, likely wrote it because they bought demographic data that said their viewers would be interested in it. And they write to feed the demand of their users. They don't write to create demand among their users. They will write more of these articles if their viewers demand it. They won't keep writing them until their users decide to consume it.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's the case. I still think that regulation won't happen if these kind of articles aren't demanded enough, I suppose. I don't. Yeah. I actually don't know how to respond to that, whether you're right or I'm right now. You put it like that. But hey, hopefully the end result will be that regulation will happen. So who cares who's right then?